Hi guys, in today's video it is all about the Sony Xperia Z3, but 5 months later, not exactly but close enough, and I already did an in-depth video of it, told you all the great and all the bad stuff and why I thought it was the best device back then. But 5 months later, did my experience change? Did my opinion change? Do I still think it is the best smartphone right now out there? We'll know soon enough. Okay, let's damn it. Okay, since this is a 5 months later video, I won't go into detail about everything and I will only give you the highlights and the main things I want to talk about. And starting with the design and build quality, I still think it is one of the best feeling Android devices, and pretty much the only one that I actually think feels noticeably better would be the iPhone 6, because it just feels, maybe because due to a more compact size, just a little bit better than. But in terms of Android phones, in my opinion, it is still pretty much the best. Of course, all the rounded edges are great. I had a little bit of a gripe with the flaps, as you can maybe see right here, but I also use the magnetic dock for charging and I don't use them at all anymore because my SD card is always in, and I don't use the micro USB because I have the magnetic dock, and that is really great because I just dock it in. Pretty much the same as wireless charging for me, and still great. The buttons are still amazing. Double tap to wake is great, double tap to sleep thanks to an app I recently reviewed. So in terms of design and build quality, I still can't complain at all. It feels substantial, it feels great in the hand. The design is nice, it looks amazing, it looks premium, feels a premium. So in terms of design and build quality, my opinion hasn't changed and it is still the same, just great. Okay, let's move on and talk about the display. And back then I said it was the best display I reviewed so far, but I have to slightly take that back because side by side with the OnePlus looks a little bit clearer, and sometimes more, maybe because due to the contrast, a little bit better, but that one also has the yellow border. So I still prefer this in overall, but I've seen better displays, and something like the Note 4 or the S5 just still in overall looks better, but it's still a great display, even though not as good as I said back then. Same as with the display, I also have to take a small step back with the sound. It is still loud, it is still clear, and it is still good in overall because of the stereo speakers, but especially using Clear Audio Plus at the highest volume, you will notice sometimes a little bit of distortion. And if you go one step lower, then it won't be just as loud anymore. There's a big step between the last one and the previous. So it is not as great in overall, but one thing that definitely improved was the notification sound, because back then it was very low in terms of volume. Now it is good because it uses both. So in overall it's still one of the best, maybe top 3, but not quite boom sound level, but still good, very good. If there was one thing I hyped a lot back then, was the responsiveness, the zippiness and the performance in overall, because it was great, and pretty much everything is still the same here. Nothing has changed until I rooted my device. I'm not sure if I maybe just have to factory reset again, but since the root, it's maybe like only 2 apps like Phoenix and Feedly Reader that stutter a bit. Everything else is still super smooth, but it took a little bit of a dive in terms of snappiness and stuttery, because I see some lag now, but I think this is just a factory reset thing I will have to do, but I'm waiting for Lollipop, so it's not the issue. But otherwise it is still absolutely great, absolutely fast, and with Lollipop it will just get better, so I have still nothing to complain. I'm still super happy with the performance. If you've ever seen a review of the Sony Xperia Z3, you will most probably know the biggest advantage of this phone over any other, and that is the battery life, and nothing really changed. I can get through one of the heaviest days I could imagine, and in usual casual use right now I get through 2 days with about 4 hours of screen on time. It was a little bit better before the last update, and a few people say this as well, but it is still the best. It is still beating the OnePlus and still beating everything else. So even though it maybe took a little bit of a small dive, it is still the best I could imagine. We have late February, and by now I would have expected to have Lollipop already, but no, it is still on KitKat. But is it a problem for me? Not, because KitKat does everything, and the few little things I would like to get from Lollipop I can get with third-party apps, so no problems at all. The software is reliable, stable, no issues at all. With the latest update they fixed a few good things like the notification sound and also some other quirks I had with some notifications not being on, but now everything is fine and is more stable than it could ever be. So I'm not really that eager to try Lollipop. Of course I want to try it because from some leaks I saw it looks even more like stock Android right now, a little bit Sony themed, but I can't wait to try it. But I'm still super happy with the Xperia right now. 5 months ago I already did say, sadly the XDA support isn't the best, and sadly it isn't the best yet either, because we have root right now without having to unlock the bootloader and not lose any features. That is great. We can install the Xposed framework now to get around maybe some limitations of the OS, wink wink. If you saw one of my recent videos, you know what this is about. No, but otherwise, custom ROMs are a few available now, like Validus and CM12, and maybe an AOSP ROM, but they aren't just daily driver material yet, and I hope this will fix itself soon once the official Lollipop is out. But right now, so far, it is still better to stick with the stock ROM. But yeah, XDA support could definitely be better, but maybe in the coming months it will get better. Okay, time to get to the end and answer my initial question. Do I still think it is the best phone out there right now? And my answer is yes. Despite what all I said in my video right now before that, and I said a few things maybe aren't that great anymore as I thought back then they were, they are still on a super high level and my opinion hasn't changed. I still use it every day and I still just sometimes like to hold it in the hand because it feels so great. Look at the screen because it looks so great. Watch some videos, okay? When I say great sound, it is still smartphone sound. Let's not forget that. So the sound won't blow anyone away, but it's still great. The camera is still great, even though I don't use the camera a lot. But everything there is, it is still more than convincing, and I have yet to see something with a better overall package. But it is also late February, so keep in mind we will see the S6 soon. We'll still see the oh man, the M9. I don't want to talk about the M9. M8S we could call it, but that's not the point of this video. I am still super convinced, and if you want something that right now isn't maybe as expensive as it was back then when it was released, and have a phone that is still great for at least 1 or 2 years to be at the top, this one is still the one to go for. And my opinion, my initial opinion didn't change. I'm super happy, and I'm not thinking about really upgrading anytime soon if I don't maybe get a super deal or someone maybe just gives me one. Otherwise, no, I will stick to this and I will happily stick with this. So that's about that. That was my 5 months. Oh yeah, that was my 5 months later video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please rate, subscribe, comment, or do anything else you want to. Until next time, I'll be back.